6 starts right now.
We are looking at some hot days ahead for Central Alabama. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michael Loader.
And I'm Alex Finney. Those high temperatures aren't stopping some from kicking off their weekend outside.
Chief Meteorologist Mark Prater joins us from Veterans Park in Alabaster. And Mark, we are looking at a weather-aware weekend.
Yeah, and that's something that I issued for not only Saturday but also Sunday. Just to remind folks that this is dangerous weather we're dealing with now. I mean, we normally have hot weather during the summer. We all know that growing up or living here in Alabama. But I can tell you, this early in the summer, it's rare that we get heat index values up to 105 to 110. This right here is the key to staying away from heat exhaustion, and certainly something that everybody needs to be doing. Drinking lots of water, hydrate, since we're all made of water. We do need to make sure that everybody is prepared if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time. Tonight, we are here at Veterans Park in Alabaster getting ready for the family movie night. Now, they haven't set up the screen yet. They're going to be setting that up here in about 15 minutes, but huge area for a lot of families to be able to come out and enjoy. Shaun the Sheep, that'll be playing tonight, and everything kicks off at about dusk, so it's still going to be a while before the movie gets underway. But just make sure you have plenty of water, something cool for the kids to drink, and if you're headed out to ballparks, same thing. Hydrate before the game, because like right now, I'm perspiring and I'm losing water. So that's why I've been drinking it all throughout the day, prepared for this evening to make sure that everyone is, or at least myself and everyone else is prepared for the heat and the sweating, because our bodies just can't cool when the atmosphere is holding this much water. I'll have much more, though, about how hot it gets this weekend. You'll be surprised at some of the numbers. All that's just ahead.
All right, thanks, Mark. Well, a lot of people are heading to Oak Mountain State Park to hit the beach and take a dip in the lake.
CBS 42 News reporter Matt Fernandez was out of the park today. And Matt, what are people out there needing to do to make sure that they stay safe?
Michael, the essentials are water and sunscreen. As I point this nifty heat gun into the shade right now, it says about 93 degrees, so people want to be careful out there. Dozens of people set up shop along the beach today at Oak Mountain State Park. They were trying to enjoy their day and relax with friends and family and enjoy some quality time. Billy Rowe makes sure her grandchildren are taken care of.
I'm making sure they have plenty of water to drink. We use sunscreen on them and usually bring them in about every 15 minutes for the shade.
And we can't stress enough, if you are heading outside this weekend, to be safe. Reporting live, Matt Fernandez, CBS 42 News.
All right, well, a difficult day on Central Alabama roads this morning. One person was killed in this accident on I-759 in Etowah County at the Black Creek exit. An 18-wheeler heading westbound crossed the meridian there and hit another 18-wheeler. One driver was killed. The other was taken to a hospital. That crash shut down the interstate for most of the day. Crews worked to clean up the wreckage from both of those trucks.
That's right. Let's get a check on that area right now. We know CBS 42 traffic reporter Cameron Edgeworth is out there, and he joins us live from Etowah County. Cameron.
Alex, well, right now, I-7059 eastbound is still shut down. Take a look. If you look at the top left of your screen, you can see crews are still working to clear that earlier accident right now, and this is causing delays on I-75 westbound right now. Right near this is right before the Bear Creek exit. So if you're heading in this direction, you got to give yourself some extra time this morning. But in the meantime, Gadsden City Police say they are not sure when they will have the interstate reopen on I-7059 eastbound. So if that's the area you have to travel, you're going to need to take Highway 431 or Highway 238 for your detour. And if you're traveling from I-59, then you need to take exit 183. That is the Highway 431 and Highway 238 exit. For now, we are live in Gadsden. Cameron Edgeworth, CBS 42 News.
Great pictures there. Thank you, Cameron. New at 6, the firehouse shelter in downtown has a full freezer again. Earlier this week, it shut down and they had to throw everything out. The reason it broke wasn't man-made, it was nature.
Oh my goodness.
Getting to the roof of the firehouse shelter isn't easy.
Yay! We're up!
But it's where Ann Wright says all their problems started with a condenser unit.
And pigeons had built nests. Do you see all that? Pigeon poop and such.
The birds made their home up on the roof, inside the condenser for the shelter's only freezer, and shut it down.
Bested by pigeons. How is that?
They had to throw everything
down the hatch.
But when you check the freezer now,
How happy does that make you?
And this, compared to what it looked like Tuesday, this is fantastic.
and full of food again. A hot summer means more homeless are trying to get out of the heat.
And so our numbers are just going up. So losing our entire freezer stock was a big deal to us.
Be on the safe side, I'm gonna drop a few more.
As quickly as the food comes in, it goes out.
Those are loving hands.
Volunteers make hundreds of meals each day for the homeless in Birmingham. It might be the only meal they get. So the shelter wasn't going to let pigeons slow them down.
The firehouse shelter is used to dealing with crisis, and our mission is to serve the people that need it most, so we will always make it work.
Now, the shelter plans to build a cage around those condensers to keep the birds out. They still need donations, though, through the summer. If you want to help them out, we've got information with this story over at WIAT.com.
A wrongful death lawsuit is filed against a former NASA astronaut involved in a deadly crash in West Alabama. An attorney for the father of 11-year-old Naomi James filed the lawsuit against James Halsell this weekend in Tuscaloosa County. Pernell James is asking for punitive damages and a trial by jury. Naomi and her sister, 13-year-old Jayla Parler, were killed after James's car was rear-ended on Highway 82 on June 6th. They were all headed from Texas to Bibb County for summer vacation. Troopers say James Halsell was drunk at the time of the crash. He's now facing 2 murder charges. Court documents report troopers found an empty package of sleeping pills and an empty wine bottle in a motel room where Halsell stayed before the crash.
Well, new information tonight on reports of an FBI raid at a government office in Montgomery. We first told you about this story on CBS 42 News at 5 on Thursday. Well, this afternoon, we have gotten a letter dated June 10th from Governor Bentley to the FBI. The letter says there was a computer network breach in the Information Services Division of the State Department of Finance. Governor Bentley writes that some people were given improper access to the network. The governor then asks that the FBI perform an audit to determine if any criminal activity happened and to make sure that the network was still safe. Now, Bentley says that Information Services Director James Nolan was fired, while Assistant Finance Director Rex McDowell was placed on leave. Alabama Law Enforcement Agency Secretary Stan Stabler is telling CBS 42 News that his agency was asked to assist the FBI in the investigation. Well, it is the weekend event that hundreds have been waiting for.
Yeah, a huge inflatable water slide is coming to Jefferson County. Slide the City is popping up in Vestavia Hills, and it's a 1,000-foot slip and slide that the whole family can take a trip down. The slide opens tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on Lime Rock Road. That's right next to Vestavia Hills High School. You can get your ticket at the gate for $20.
Looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it may not seem like it matters to Americans, but the Brexit vote could have a really big impact on our economy.
After the break, I'll speak with an investment expert from Regions Bank and see how Britain's decision could affect your financial future.
Then the heat is on. We'll head live to Alabaster for a check on the blazing weekend forecast in a few minutes.
Sir, just count to 10. 1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You hear it? Good, wonderful, thank you.
Brian, so we'll have a couple, like maybe 2 minutes. Basically,
watching WIAT CBS 42 News.
As soon as the bell rang this morning at the New York Stock Exchange, the numbers started falling. The Dow Jones closed 600 down today. News of Britain's vote to leave the European Union may seem like a world away, but it could hit closer to home than you think. And joining us now is Chief Investment Officer of Regions Investment Management, Brian Sullivan. Good evening.
Good evening.
And where will most Americans feel the impact of the Brexit vote?
Immediately, they'll feel it in their investment portfolios, whether that's a 401k or a managed account, they'll see it there. Otherwise, it'll be quite some time before they get any effects from the Brexit vote.
And if someone is sitting at home and worried about their 401k, worried about their retirement, what would be a good piece of advice for them to do?
The British say, be calm and carry on. I think that's a good saying to use at this point. The market, if you looked at it in May, was at about this same level.
Okay.
So you've lost a month of gain, and that's the extent of it. So the market is down 4%. That's not even a correction yet.
Okay.
It needs to be down 10% to be a correction. So we're in really pretty good shape if it doesn't cause further damage on Monday.
Right. Sort of hang on over the weekend, see how things are with Monday. If you feel concerned, you could call your advisor.
That's correct.
Yeah. Outside of the 401ks and everyone's retirement, will Brexit have an impact on interest rates?
Yes. I think the general consensus is that the Fed will not raise rates this year. Also, the bond market reacted in a positive way to this Brexit news, and so bond portfolios actually increased in value, helping to offset some of the losses in stocks, and interest rates are down. On the 10-year Treasury, down 17 or 18 basis points.
Okay.
That's generally how your mortgage rate is set.
All right.
And so you're down about 17 or 18 basis points on a mortgage rate when they reset those. That should save you $10 per month per 100,000 that you borrow.
Okay. So there could be a little coming back to you on that end.
Exactly. That may be a quicker effect for some than others.
All right then. Brian Sullivan with Regions Investment Management, helping us make sense of things happening across the pond. We appreciate your time this evening.
Thank you.
If you want to see this again, we're going to have it over at WIAT.com. Alex?
All right, thanks, Michael. Birmingham native Jericho Cotchery was in town today and talked about his future in the NFL.
Right now, I haven't filed my papers and everything yet. But that's mainly my time and my energy is into my family, you know.
The wide receiver is hanging up the cleats. Chris Wrinkle has more with Cotchery coming up in sports.
Mic check.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Can you hear him on IFB?
Mm-mm.
No, cannot.
Dialed in.
He's dialed in. If you've added a second to the delay, we may have to cue him. Okay.
watching WIAT CBS 42 News.
Well, we're looking at some pretty hot days this weekend.
That's right. Chief Meteorologist Mark Prater joins us from, he's in Alabaster this evening with a look at the forecast and what things are going on out there. And so it's definitely a hot one for sure. So we are going to obviously want to stay away from spending too much energy outside. You want to stay hydrated. Mark was talking at 5 o'clock about staying hydrated, drinking lots of water.
Staying away from the sugary drinks, the alcohol.
That's right. Everyone wants to go outside and have a nice cold beer, but it's not the thing to do on hot days like that.
Absolutely. You want a fan, you want a nice pool. Relax.
Exactly. It is a weather-aware weekend out there for all of us, and so the Storm Track meteorology team here, weather team, wanting to make sure that you are taken care of and that you stay aware of the hot weather out there.
Yeah, and we have that app, so make sure you download that. You can track all those temperatures and know exactly what you're facing when you walk outside this weekend, because it's definitely going to be a scorcher out there.
That's right. I think we're going to go ahead and go to sports here in just a minute. The national softball runners-up got a big boost today.
That's right. The future looking bright for the Auburn Tigers. Chris Wrinkle explains after the break.
Player-by-player analysis on the Auburn Tigers softball of the future. Hey, how much time do we have? Yeah, how much time do we have before we're on? How much time? A little over a minute? Okay. I forgot to change my...
You're watching WIAT CBS 42 News.
All right, well, NFL receiver and Birmingham native Jericho Cottre was in town today. We're going to get to that in just a minute.
Yeah, but first we're going to check in with Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Mark Prater, who's going to fill us in on that forecast. Mark, it's hot out there.
Guys, I can tell you that being outside right now, it has its bonuses because of the fact we have some sunshine, but it is still so very oppressive out here with the humidity levels higher, dew points are up, and certainly plenty of sunshine. And this is the key to getting through the heat. Not only this, but also cooling off when you can. But being hydrated, that is the most important part of battling through all of these days that we have coming up of the real extreme heat. Now, I'm out here in Alabaster. They're about to set up the inflatable projector screen, and a lot of folks will be coming out here tonight to watch Shaun the Sheep. And I think the weather will be a little more tolerable by the time the movie starts. So if you have plans to come out here and maybe you aren't sure, I think you're in pretty good shape. Temperatures will be dropping some, especially after the sun sets and the movie gets underway. Let's talk about the importance, though, of making sure that you are hydrated as well as cooling off as much as you can. And don't forget, heat index values are anywhere from 105 to 110. That's nothing to play around with. Even though if you've been here all your life and we're used to the heat in the summer, this is early in the summer that we're actually having the temperatures this hot this soon. So let's start off with a quick look at the numbers across the area. We've seen the temperatures into the mid and low 90s today, which in all things considered is not extreme heat, but it's the dew points, the moisture amount that is in the atmosphere. It is just tremendous. So that is what is making it feel as if we're in the low 100s, and that will continue for the next hour or two. As we get into later tonight, believe it or not, even though we are looking at temperatures cooling down some, it will still feel like it's in the lower 80s, even at midnight tonight, especially around cities like Birmingham. Now, we don't have much in the way of rain to offer as far as cooling things off, and it wouldn't hurt to get a little rain in here, but at this point, the chances of showers are widely scattered, and that is going to be on Saturday as well as Sunday, about a 20 to 30% coverage. But that also means a lot of folks won't be getting rain, so with temperatures up around 95, 96, 97 degrees, we're talking about heat index values of 108 to 110. So please make sure the kids are hydrated. We've got a softball tournament going on over here just to our right, and all those kids out there running around in the heat, you want to make sure they're hydrated and save the sports drinks for after, whenever you are trying to replenish and get electrolytes back into your body. But just not a whole lot in the way of rain other than scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. And across our area over the next 7 days, we do have some changes ahead. That high pressure, which has been keeping us so hot and oppressive, is going to finally weaken just a bit and shift a little more towards the east. And that will allow for the atmosphere to be able to lift up. Right now the air is sinking, and that helps to heat the air, but certainly it keeps any showers from developing. But as we get into next week, we will see rain chances starting to go up and our temperatures going down just a bit. It'll still be muggy, it'll still feel like summer, but certainly a little more in the climatological range. We're supposed to be about 90. So guys, I'll have an update on model data coming up tonight at 10. Shaun and the Sheep. That's up tonight at 7:30 here in Alabaster's Veterans Park.
Well, NFL wide receiver Jericho Cotchery, the Birmingham native, in town today for a very important cause to him. He wasn't hosting a football camp. He was coming to motivate young people to read more. He said no matter what you do in life, where you go, you have to be able to read, so might as well start him young. The former Phillips High School star has played 12 years in the NFL. Now he's decided it's time for a new chapter away from the field. He hasn't filed the paperwork yet, but he is retiring from the National Football League.
My plan was to go to Carolina and play 2 years and be done. That was year 12 for me, and I had a wonderful career, you know. So right now, that's all my time and energy has been placed into my family.
Well, at UAB today, a celebration as they dedicate the new Legacy Pavilion. Now, Legacy Credit Union dated over $4 million for the football facility. Now, athletic director Mark Ingram says, next step, get to digging.
You know, the next step for us is to break ground on this facility, which we hope to do in August. The bids are out to the contractors, and that's our hope, is to have another event like today, a groundbreaking celebration, and actually put those shovels in the ground.
And the future of Auburn softball looking bright right now is today. The #1 player in 2017, shortstop Taylon Snow, tweeted this picture out, which is big because she was originally committed to play with her sister at the University of Washington, but she says, I'm proud to announce that I've committed to Auburn University, #War Eagle. A big get for the Auburn Tigers, who were national runners-up last year, and it looks like more talent going down to the Plains in the future. Now, in other recruiting news, Alabama and Auburn still in the hunt for 2017 offensive tackle Kendall Randolph. The Bob Jones star released the top 5 list via Twitter, which included Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, and Michigan. Now, if family lines have anything to do with it, Levi Randolph, his brother, played basketball at Alabama. And the fallout after the NBA draft is we're still waiting to see where these guys end up. Retno Basan of Alabama, Simeon Bowers and Tyler Harris of Auburn, and Robert Brown of UAB were not selected last night. We are waiting to see if they're going to sign free agent contracts for the summer or go overseas.
Well, there you have it. A lot going on in sports there. A lot going on in weather as well.
Yeah.
Very hot outside.
Weather aware day. People need to make sure that they're prepared because those temperatures are really going to get pretty high. So, of course, stay hydrated and do your best to stay away from those sugary drinks.
Exactly. And as you look at the 7-day forecast here from Chief Meteorologist Mark Prater and the Storm Track weather team, cooling off toward the end of the week there with rain chances going up. Mark said something about a high pressure moving out. Maybe things will cool a little bit. Who knows? He's going to be back at 10 to get you all filled in. He is in Alabaster, though, this evening, Alex.
Absolutely. For Shaun the Sheep, which we know is going to be kicking off once the sun goes down. So for all you guys heading out there, make sure you stay cool, stay hydrated. And, of course, we are going to be back here at 10 o'clock tonight with another check on your news and your weather and your sports.
That's right. You are going to want to take the coolers out there with you if you're headed to the movie at Veterans Park in Alabaster there. So stay cool, weather aware weekend. Get the 42 Storm Track app. It's free for your phones.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see y'all back here at 10 o'clock. Take care.
The Storm Track Weather Alert System, keeping your family prepared when severe weather threatens Central